Hey guys, it's Ed, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a delicious Christmas dessert, but not your usual traditional things, something a little bit different. Yes, today I'm going to show you how to make a mulled clementine meringue pie. Now for the ingredients, the first thing you're going to need is a fully baked pie shell, and if you need a recipe for that you can check my previous video out. For the filling you'll need clementine juice, lemon juice, zest from both fruits, caster sugar, corn flour, egg yolks, and spices. Now for the spices I'm using cinnamon, star anise, cloves, cardamom pods, a little bit of mixed spice, and some vanilla bean paste as well. Now the filling is pretty simple. If you've ever made a pastry cream, we're basically just making a version of that. So add the juice, the zest, half the sugar and spices, and then bring that to a boil and then cover and simmer for a couple of minutes before turning off the heat and allowing to infuse for about 30 minutes or so. So to thicken our clementine mixture, we're going to do it exactly as if we would a pastry cream. So we're going to add some egg yolks and some corn flour. So once that's infused, we're going to mix together our corn flour, our eggs, and the rest of our sugar. If it's a little bit on the grainy side, it's not fully combined, you can add a splash or two of the warm but not hot clementine mixture and whisk that until it's nice and smooth. Meanwhile, we're going to put the clementine mixture back on the heat and bring that to a simmer. And then pour that through a sieve onto the egg mixture, whisking to combine, making sure that you press down on the back of anything that's in the sieve to make sure we get all the juice, all the flavour out of that as well. Pour this back into the pan, and then we need to whisk constantly until the mixture becomes really nice and thick. Now it's really key we cook this properly. If you don't whisk it until it's really thick and it's bubbled for a couple of minutes, you'll get this kind of powdery flavour from the corn flour. So make sure to whisk it for a couple of minutes. Scrape the custard into the bowl and then add the butter and stir to combine. Pour this into the pie shell and then refrigerate for a few hours until set. So now our filling is nicely set, we can talk about the topping. So we're going to do meringue as always in a meringue pie, because otherwise it's not a meringue pie. But we're going to do something ever so slightly different. So traditionally you often see a meringue pie made with French meringue, where you just slowly add sugar to the egg white and make a really classic meringue. Nothing wrong with that at all. I find it a little bit moussey. I like the texture better when we cook the sugar a little bit. So we're gonna make Swiss meringue. And trust me, it's no more difficult. Actually, I think it's easier than a French meringue. So even better for this dessert. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sugar and we're gonna add that to our egg whites into our bowl from the stand mixer. And then we're gonna put that over a pan of simmering water and then just cook that until the sugar has dissolved and the mixture is really quite hot. So the best way to test this is by temperature, but if you don't want to do that, you can't be bothered, and a really simple way of doing it is just dip your fingers into the bowl and rub it between your fingers. If it feels like it's almost too hot to get your fingers in there and the sugar grains are nicely dissolved, it's cooked enough that we can go for it. At this point, we're going to pop that on the mixer, turn that onto high and whisk for about 7 to 8 minutes until it's nicely cooled but also really thick and glossy. It's then a simple matter of adding the meringue on top of the pie. And that's where we get to the fun part. It's blowtorch time! So you want to make sure that when you blowtorch the top, you get it really nice and dark, and that way you add that really nice toasty flavour. So that is how you make my delicious mulled clementine meringue pie. Perfect dessert if you want something a little bit different this Christmas. I hope you have an amazing holiday. I will be back with one more video before Christmas on Christmas Eve, and I'm going to show you my favourite Christmas cocktail. Until next week, I will see you later.